Yeah, probably. But definitely, even on the 5 minute, like it looks like a valid rally, base rally. Just how aggressive this rally was after.
But the thing that throws you off is it's green, the base candle.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all are looking at
Uh,
FOMC day.
no, this is the eighth.
Oh,
Thursday, right?
Yeah,
I took another winner at 7:02 here.
yeah, you took a clean short there. Oh shit, that's too far. 635, 30, 35. So here already we had broke through my demand. Uh, One thing that I didn't catch was we broke through my demand and then popped up into it kind of and rejected pre-market low two times on the 5 minute candle. So that already was a bad, like this first rejection of pre-market low should have been like some kind of sign to me, but I totally ignored it. And all the pops were getting sold into. What time did you take it, Eloy?
7:02. Oh, yeah, 7:02:21.
My first trade was at 7:07 and then 7:20. So this is 6:59. CBD is just on a downtrend. Oh shit. 7:02:29.
21. 7:02:21.
Market's somewhat popping into this low SVP here. Oh, you were already in. See, what made you get in here?
So the opposite of yesterday's trade is it broke under at the open of my upward trend line. Then it got under VWAP. So to me, I'm just like kind of developing the story or the bias, I guess. Also not the good thing, but I'm like developing, all right, which way are we going? And then once I find it, I think we have a direction, I'm like, all right, now I got to find things on Bookmap to see if my analysis is correct. And I don't know. Right now, like just looking at the screenshots that I took, I can't see why exactly I took this trade because SVP was like filled up in the area that I got in.
Well, that's the cool thing about the strategies. The low SVP node isn't the end all be all. It could be the outlier. It could be the CBD line. It could be anything, you know.
Yeah.
The thing here that I feel like did align with your from based off of what I'm looking for is that CBD didn't make that higher high when it tried to pop here. Um, I just don't know where my entry would have been. It would probably have to be under the 82 here because we had aggressive sweep down right here. So I'd want to see sellers support that selling there. and you're right. VWAP here was it was above us, but definitely the CBD not making a higher high on that aggressive pop up was a good sign that sellers were there. Plus the aggressive selling all pre-market. Um, and then we popped back into my zone that I had marked as a key level, and we clearly failed to break back into it. So that was all clean. Just finding that exact entry for me would have been difficult.
And also, I think the low SVP node can be seen as like obviously there's two big walls of volume either above or below the low SVP node, and then if you kind of see like, well, this wall is like not letting it get through, it's not even letting it touch the low
One
SVP.
thing that ChatGPT did tell me before was that if there's a high SVP node, like there is here at 5685, 5683, you could say, um, is that if price hits that high SVP node and it doesn't stay there for a long time, that's a good sign that it's gonna reject that area. Now, if it were to chop here for a while, then it says like avoid it. But if it's a high SVP node and it quickly rejects it, that's a good opportunity.
You can,
But
to
it
me, it's
has to
kind of
be
like we look
quick,
at it
and
like
that's
at the wall.
exactly what happened here.
Because I remember in our early teachings, or I mean, learning, I think even maybe Carmine said it. It's kind of like you look at it as a wall, where before the new way we look at the low SVP node is kind of like an area of interest, but we got to see what happens in that area of interest. But what we do know about like high SVP volume, it's kind of like, oh, this can be the wall where it's kind of like protected right here from going any further.
Yeah.
It's weird. I see the low SVP node as like a golf hole, and it's just gonna get filled with the golf ball.
Yeah, I see it as a pocket for sure.
Yeah.
And then here, my mistake was I seen this small little pop as my entry, and I entered right there at 707. Um, and I was also looking at how the market had popped here, the market had popped here. So I was like, oh, this is one pop, two pop. And then I just got emotional about this little pop and entered. Yet selling was super aggressive still. So I quickly got stopped out.
You're like one pop, two pop, three pop, four. Your pop, he's pop, no pop.
I was thinking that exact same 8 Mile line, bro. He's pop.
And this
None.
thing just
Oh,
sells
my
off.
original target was the 70s, but the way it broke underneath it, under the limit orders, I was like, oh, this is gonna come back down. Even though it went up, but at first it broke underneath, and I'm like, this is gonna come back down. So I stayed in it, and I exited at 61.
What helped is that you entered around where it rejected at pre-market lows.
What
Pre-market
that?
lows,
Oh yeah.
pre-market to help the price drop. Pre-market lows I've noticed have been kind of key lately. Pre-market lows and highs, for me at least. I don't know about you guys, but
No, I need low SVP.
when you
But
open
yeah,
your
that was
Discord, your strategy is going to be called low SVP strategy or something like that.
that was a clean short, Eli. Um, just my only uh, how I'd criticize that is just not knowing where I'd enter, but it was a good catch.
Was this another 100?
Yep.
Damn, killing it. Remember when you didn't know what the fuck a trend line was, and now you're making $100 moves?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Gotta keep at it. Control those emotions.
See, I feel like I was in that progression trajectory and then I've stagnated. Now I'm just consolidating.
I can't even find a way to enter long here. I mean, maybe this pullback into this low SVP on on this
Damn, and I
one.
got out at the low too because I exited at 712, and that's where it reversed up.
Oh yeah. Next day, I don't got anything else here. Friday.
Oh, also, I'm not trading tomorrow. I gotta go to work early.
Damn.
Why you're not being profitable?
Shit. I only have to go to work early because it's usually my day off, but I have to cover someone, so it sucks.
You be taking days off on the cleanest setups, Gabe.
What happens if you
I'll
say
say
no
that. Nothing, but I need
to?
money to refill my blown ass account.
Oh shit! I
Fuck,
feel
man.
that.
I wish I had a job I could report to because I'd be taking so many days off with Lyft.
Hell
That's
no,
why I
you
can't do
don't.
that.
I do because I'm like I would have a consist. I'd probably be annoyed of the process, but yeah, the benefits outweigh the positives or the negatives because I'm like I'd have a consistent check. Whereas when I take a day off and Lyft, I'm like no one's paying you for that. That's just you missing out on money.
He has $100 paper winner. He's like, I ain't going.
I'm out. I was like Edith, we're going to Mastros tonight.
Oh shit, man.
I'll be like, we're going to Mastros tonight, but bring your wallet.
Oh my god, man. Yeah, I would not be able to do Lyft. I know myself. I would not work ever.
But that was how it was the first few years. Now I'm like, all right, are you your own boss or not? Like bosses don't take days off, and so the last
My
2 weeks
bad.
I've been working like nonstop. That's why I'm like, I don't even have time to review or study. I've been working every single day.
So you haven't been reviewing or studying?
I haven't. The
That's
last
your
2 weeks,
priority.
I needed more money than I needed to review and study.
Oh yeah, I guess. But the whole goal is to be profitable.
That's why I'm
You
paper
trying to be
trading.
profitable with Lyft or trading? What's up?
I can't fill the account. I ain't gonna be able to trade live for a while now. They're charging me these fees and shit.
Yeah, be careful with demo trading the rest of your life.
I know.
No,
No,
dude, seriously.
that's the next budget I gotta save up for, like some live money to trade with.
I'll just repeat what I had said in the Discord for this one. Did I? It was the fact that as far as market structure. Oh, please tell me I took a photo. Here it is. So in the day before, we had popped up into daily supply, and then rejected it super aggressively. And then before end of day, we made another 1 hour supply beneath the daily supply with super aggressive selling into the closing. And then in pre-market, we tried to pop up and rejected that 1 hour supply again, which was the sign that Carmine had mentioned as sellers were really present because we never got back up to that daily supply, so we made a lower high. Um, and then here in the opening session, we made a lower high, or pre-market, we made a lower high again, which you can see this resistance. You can mark this resistance as a level of interest. If we didn't break above that, then it was a good opportunity to short. And even if you didn't take this specific short 5 minutes into the open, you still had a second opportunity here at the next pop. But the key thing here was the fact that we kept making lower highs from previous day, pre-market, and right before the open. Uh, and then looking at order flow, we can see here buyers were getting aggressive here at 57.10, where limit orders actually had built up. Let me see, the limit orders look a little cleaner. And this is like heavy red, so that's a good sign for resistance. So say you missed this one. Was this the one you were trying to enter on, Gabriel?
I think so, yeah. Oh yeah, 710, yeah. But it came back.
Was it?
What?
Go ahead.
Oh well, it dropped down a bit, and then it came back up, and I thought it was gonna retest 5710, but it only got up to like around 5707, I believe, and then it dropped. And then
Look at how
Primark got.
that 5707 aligns with this low SVP.
I didn't even notice that until this exact second. Plus, limit orders are right there, dude. All the signs were there.
Yeah. I
Yeah, I didn't
also
see that low SVP note. I wasn't
thought
even
it,
looking at that.
I also thought it was gonna pop up higher.
Because they're still chilling there.
Yeah. Wait, what time did it pop up again? After 7? Oh yeah. So this is the aggressive buying here.
I was telling myself, if it gets to 5710, I'm taking it. And then 5707, I believe, it rejected. I was like, fuck.
Did limit orders appear?
I don't remember. Maybe it's 5705? No, 5707.
Here's some limit orders starting to appear at 5708. Oh, look at the limit orders building up there. Limit orders building up here. Aggressive buying, super aggressive buying, actually.
Yeah, I was definitely getting mixed signals here.
Struggling. Limit orders get heavier.
Yeah.
Really heavy here, actually, now. Buying is struggling.
See it, 5707, and then it just rejects. Boom. All the signs were there, and I didn't see it.
Another
Look at how.
sign is that it didn't make a higher high.
That's what I was gonna say right now. It didn't go past that black zero line to get green.
Yeah. But see, say you didn't. This is that first drop I want to see to show me aggressiveness of sellers, and then it tries it again.
You could have entered here perfect. Yep.
Yep.
It hit it perfect. Fuck.
A strong wall
A-
appears. Aggressive
Again.
buyers try. You got to get short here.
I was just waiting for long opportunities.
Yeah, it's definitely
Yeah.
the entry is definitely after that first pop for
Yeah.
sure, or at least after a pop.
And it's even zoomed in. You could see it's like this low SVP here.
Yeah. Damn it. It just goes fucking down.
So it has an aggressive pullback, or let's call it a pop, aggressive pop here, another aggressive one. So say you waited for the third one, you still had this opportunity where aggressive buying tried to step in, CBD still making a lower high again, and the wall of orders still there, low SVP node. And that's where I'm saying, like, you don't have to enter on the second pop if conditions are good in that moment. You still could enter on the third one.
Yeah. Fuck.
But this here, I love when I see this where it's like super aggressive, whether it's buyers or sellers, they get super aggressive and then price just stalls. That's
Yeah.
a that's a great sign. And then you just wait for that first aggressive seller to step in, and then now you can start preparing for your entry. And still another chance? No way.
That is crazy, dude.
Yeah, that's a problem with developing biases. All these chances to short.
Wow, this entry here would even be even cleaner. Look at the aggressive buying. I'd be scared as shit if I was short though. Wow, I did not expect that.
Dude. Oh, it went to
Holy
37. Hey,
shit.
what size is that?
Uh,
37. Oh, 297.
it was like 300. Damn, that's crazy.
But that one's
But
hard
see
because even
again,
CVD
the
is
aggressive
crazy.
buying volume, and it still cannot break that level.
But with CVD growing, that would have been confusing to figure out.
Yeah, that would have been. If you were already in, I would have been sweating during that time.
Fuck yeah.
For sure.
What was your target? Damn.
My target
Low it down?
my target would have my target was VWAP.
Oh, that's crazy. Damn, we had multiple chances.
I know, dude. I was just too focused on the 5710 though. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. This like say you hesitated here. This buying volume that occurred here was key.
Yeah.
Fuck. That was all I really had for this day. It ended up chopping for a while down here.
Yeah. So we're gonna start our reviews on at 9 now, even on Saturdays.
On Saturdays I'm still down for 8, but
Okay.
I can't do Saturdays all month.
Right. So Sundays at 9, Saturdays at 8.
Yeah,
I'm down.
that makes sense. It felt good to wake up at the time I did today.
Right?
Right.
That's what I was saying.
We feel like we sound even more energetic than we did last Sunday or last time we did on Sunday.
For sure.